Cho Muang from Burma. And to be officially Myanmar, by the time being, Barack Obama is there in my country right now.
Oh,
Just for your information. So, when I go back to my country after this workshop, I'm planning to present a professional development workshop on classroom assessment techniques. So it's going to be a 2-hour workshop, and the presentation that I'm going to have today is 20 minutes out of that. So the first question, who are you? So please assume yourself that you are mostly the English language teachers from Mandalay, my hometown, Myanmar. But it might be possible that you are the other subject teachers who use English in the class as a language of instruction. All right? And one thing that you should bear in mind that many teachers from our country, they are not trained to be a teacher. They become teachers because they know how to speak English. All right? And they can't. As the saying goes, those who can do. Those who can't teach. All right? Okay, and then the level that you are teaching may also vary from primary level to the adult students, and then their level of English may also vary. Please bear in mind for that. Okay, this is my 2-hour workshop learning objectives, and I'm trying to cover the last one. At the end of this 20-minute presentation, you'll be able to produce a lesson plan on how you will apply some classroom assessment techniques in your classes. Okay, let's start with that. What do you see?
A cat.
A cat. So a cat is spelled with C-A-T, right? So let's talk about the cat, classroom assessment techniques. So we do teach, we do test, and according to the result, we teach and test again, right? So the assessment should be fun. It shouldn't be something boring, disturbing us. Okay. This is my first activity. The question, what kind of assessment do you think it is? Wash 5 test tubes, launch a satellite and operate it for profit. What kind of assessment is it? Any idea? A project? Yeah, of course. It's related to a project, right? It's a performance-based assessment. All right. Why do we want to use performance assessment in our classes? Because we want to make sure that we know not only we assess not only the abstract demonstration of the knowledge, but also the actual performances of the relevant tasks. So when we teach in the classroom, we use the classroom activities that will promote students' performance by using the realia, right? What's the other word that we use for realia in the class?
Authentic
The
material.
materials. But if our assessment is not that authentic, we are not assessing what our students are actually performing. So our performance should reflect what they can do too. Let's have a look at that. That's the obsolete type of assessment, I would say. Happy? Happy Ji, could you please answer the first question? A. John is American.
No, I'm reading the question first.
All right.
Read the question.
Just fill in the blank.
Fill in the blank.
Just
Okay,
fill
what's the answer?
in the blank.
Fill in the blank.
So what was his last name? His last name is Stevens. So the question asks you to use personal pronouns like he, she, we, they, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
So is it a difficult task?
No, no,
Very
it's
easy. But if you try to think about the Bloom's taxonomy, what level of Bloom's taxonomy is it assessed?
Remembering.
Recognition, like
Lower level.
lower level,
level.
right? It is assessing the level of like knowing, remembering,
Yes.
only this level, right? Comprehension level, the lower level. So this is the obsolete one. Teachers use it in the 20th century, but now we are in the 21st century, right? So in the 21st century, we try to use a different task, something like that, as an oral performance. Still, let's have a look here. The task is, Jackie, could you please read the task?
Sure. You have 5 minutes to prepare a brief presentation about yourself. In 1 to 2 minutes, state in complete sentences.
Mm-hmm.
A. Your full name and the way you spell your last name. B. Your A.
All right, I think this is enough. A, if you want to describe your full name, Sharon, how will you describe it?
Use the pronoun mine. My name is.
Yes, use the pronoun mine, right? So it could be assessed as an oral performance in this case. So in this case, actually, we are assessing the top level of the Bloom's taxonomy, which is creating. Students will create. They will just not only, mere remembrance of the words. They will actually create it. All right?
Yeah, sure.
Now it's your turn.
Okay.
Now there are groups here. In the group, so right before that I have given you the handout. I believe you went through it. At the back, there are some samples, how we can transform the traditional paper and pencil tests into performance tests. Right? So, similar to that, I want you to prepare your performance-based assessment. There are 5 groups, and for each group, this is group 4, pronunciation activity, right? So whatever the activity is, the traditional paper-based assessment is given, and you are going to transform this into performance-based assessment. You'll be given 5 minutes for that. And right after that, from each table, one of you will present how you have transformed it. Any question? All right, 5 minutes.